Hello, 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 beautiful friends. Yes, welcome to the Love Your Life show. How exciting is this? Oh my goodness. We're in season 2, as some of you might already know. And if you're in the room already, give us a quick shout out. Say hello, hello, hello. Today I am so incredibly excited. It has felt like a roller coaster the last couple of days, playing with Nikole. Yes, I'm going to be bringing her on to meet with you in a moment. But before I do that, I want to just let you know a little bit more about Nikole if you've never heard of her before. She is absolutely magically amazing. I love this woman. I just love her passion, her energy, her enthusiasm, just the joy and the light that just comes forth whenever I speak to her. Just, I see I'm getting a little bit tearful now, but she just is so supportive in so many different ways. And she's got this amazing way to kind of, when your energy gets a bit like out of the world, she kind of brings you to go, it's okay, you can hold this, you can have this. And I just like to give you a bit of info about Nikole. She has lived her path of awakening from a very young age. She brings awareness of heaven's gifts through the beauty of the natural world and the wonders that it holds. And I can be honest, she is amazing with bringing through nature. Her clients reawaken to magic and beauty within themselves. Nikole is the senior member of Rika Zimmerman's team and is on the forefront of creating world-changing and dynamic programs that expand consciousness. She has guided thousands worldwide to know their divinity. Nikole leads mystical, life-altering journeys to be with humpback whales, dolphins, and sacred sites. Also, she offers highly sought-after private sessions of energetic healing, phone facilitation, and group classes. Her playful heart has brought her abundant, fantastical experiences that most would say could only occur in imagination, and that is totally true. It is her joy to share these very, very real possibilities. And I'd love to bring on Nikole Kadel. Here we go. Nikole, you there? Yes?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Beverley.
Yay!
Congratulations, season 2. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm really happy to be here with you today.
Oh my gosh, I'm like delighted to have you on this show. You have no idea. I'm so excited. I've been like this whole weekend. It's quite weird. And I just also would like to say we've got Kelly shouting out and Tara Lee both shouting out in the room. And I believe we also have Angela, Eleni, Beth, just checking on who's playing with us today. So if you'd like to shout out to us in the room, that would be amazing. If you've got any questions, please, you're welcome to ask Nikole. Just type it in the chat. And a little bit later on, we're going to bring one lucky person, or just one blessed and wonderfully, abundantly chosen person, maybe, to come and play live with us as well. And you can just put your hand up there's a little place where you can say raise hand. We will do that a little bit later on, and then you'll be able to come on live. But please make sure that you have a Gmail account, because you're going to need to log in with your Gmail account, and that you have Google Hangouts on your computer, or whatever you're calling in from. And preferably if you have earphones as well, that helps. Okay, so without further ado, Nikole and I are going to start bringing in some of the things we're going to be playing with today. Nikole?
Yay, yay. You mentioned the roller coaster, leading up to this season 2, Beverly. It's really, it's so much fun to be in that creation mode, and both you and I have been creating some of the gifts we're going to offer today. And it's just so much fun. The joy of creating and sharing your gifts and your heart with the world is just beautiful. So thank you again for having me here. We're going to have some fun.
Okay, so you've just come back from Tonga with your amazing trip with the humpback whales. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yay, yes. I just got back, and that's why this is very fortuitous that we're talking today, because the energy is still playing in my system and very much alive, and I'm still vibrating from the experience with them. So we brought a small group of people to the Kingdom of Tonga. It's a very small place in the South Pacific. It's even sometimes hard to find on a map. But the beautiful thing about Tonga is that you can be in the water and swim with the humpback whales, which is why I travel there. And so we had a small group of people, and we got to interact with many, many different types of whales. We interacted with whales that were singing to us. We interacted with mothers and calves that had just been born. We interacted with a group of single males, you know, that were all hanging out together. It was really dynamic, and the energy that is experienced in being with the whales is almost beyond description. And that's why it's so wonderful we're on this transmission together today, because it's an energetic transmission. You know, it really is a feeling state that you get in being with the whales. And so I am praying for that energy to be conveyed through this medium, so that everybody who's tuning in today can receive the gifts that they offer, because they're ginormous, the gifts and the whales. Yeah.
Definitely. And I'm going to actually, I want to share the gift now, because I'm so excited. I want to just tell everyone.
Okay, sounds good.
I don't want to wait.
Perfect.
So Nikole has created the most, like, I can't even tell you this meditation. I've listened, obviously I got first dibs on it. But I've played it, I've listened to it twice. I listened to it, I think it was yesterday yesterday and this morning. And I tell you, it's a magical whale. It's like a meditation with, there's like sounds of whales in the background, but it's not just about the whales. It's about like connecting with nature. And Nikole has got this lyrical kind of quality with the way that she speaks, and it really just, she has to like paint a picture with words that just like flows in your imagination. You just feel like you're totally connected. I mean, I'm not going to give you the details about the meditation, because that's for you to play with, but it's a place where you can actually download this meditation. Nikole and I have obviously been not frantically, but with a lot of fun, creating a place where you can download it and you can get more information from Nikole as well. So I'm going to put the link in the page here. It is going to be changing to NikoleKadel.net, but for now, for you especially on this page, if you want to go and sign up for it like immediately, it is a free gift. And then there's two more free. Do you want to tell the other two free gifts, Nikole? Because I'm like stealing the show here. You should be telling me about this next.
Well, I totally appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm excited too. You know, the reason that I created it after coming back from Tonga is I felt like it was important for that energy to be there. And so all of the gifts and everything that I received from the humpback whales and being in the pristine waters of the South Pacific are a part of that meditation. And so some of that picture that's painted with the words and the energy is that, Beverley, you're picking up on that. And so that is available. And then also I wanted to offer more to the Love Your Life audience. And so I'm traveling to Hawaii from one island to the next. I'll be there in a week, and I will be creating another very special activation for the Love Your Life listeners. And also in October, I will be inviting the Love Your Life listeners to be on a live call with me, where we'll be playing with the energy of Bali and the magic that is available there, and what I know about the healing energy of Bali. So, you know, it's been really fun coming up with what to play with and offer, and I'm excited to find people that are you know, wanting to expand into more of who they are and to know how to receive the magic and the gifts that are around them. And all of these gifts will help to amplify that and deepen the relationship that people have with energy and subtle energies, and, you know, all of these things that I specialize in helping people to become aware of.
Yay! So friends, get this right. Just understand the perspective of this. We've got Tonga, I mean, okay. We've got Hawaii, yes, with the dolphin. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then we've got Bali. I mean, can you call it an all-you-can-eat buffet or what? Really? And I can eat buffet of consciousness, just divine consciousness, just like open there for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you know, the reason that I'm excited about sharing these energies is that, you know, when you think about love your life, well, part of loving your life is marveling in the beauty of every day and being able to receive energies that are there to support you and nurture you. And sometimes in our hectic lives, you know, we're not able to take a moment to tune into that. And so I like to make it easy for people to know how to take a moment and tune in and know how loved and supported they are, and to let the environment around them, including their own heart and breath, nurture them. So that's, you know, what we're up to here. And it's actually very simple yet profound. And part of the knowingness around that has come to me from the whales and from my time in the water with the whales and with the dolphins, because of course these beings communicate with frequency and vibration. And so there's a very amazing transformation that can occur in an instant when you tune in to the right harmonization, the right frequency, the right vibration. And one of the stories that I wanted to share with you today, Beverly, is when I was recently in the water with a singing humpback whale, because it changed my life. It really did. I mean, there's no way for it to not change everything about you when you're in the water with a whale that is singing and having these frequencies directly into your body. You know, the whale was below me and I was snorkeling right above him, and he was singing his song, and I could literally feel the vibrations entering my organs, entering my heart, entering my belly. It was unlike anything I'd ever felt before on this planet. And to have that frequency of love harmonizing in my body, it's still blowing my mind. I'm still in awe of that moment of watching him sing and feeling him sing and feeling the transmission of the knowingness and the wisdom, that deep, deep whale wisdom being transmitted into my body. And then what happened was he turned down towards the earth, and we were able to watch him sing into the earth. And it just, my heart just exploded with awe and love, because the whales sing their songs into the earth in order to offer these loving frequencies to the earth and to all beings. And so this song is being transmitted around the world as they sing it into the ground, into the ocean floor. And so it is available to all of us, and we can take, just 2 moments and tune into the whale songs that are happening all the time on this planet, and the way that they vibrate and resonate our planet. It's available to all of us. And that's why it was really important for me that the activation I created have the whale songs in the background, because their song is so information rich. There's a density to the information that just a few moments of whale song, there's, tons of information being transmitted. So we can do that even just right now. We can just take 15 seconds. Let's just tune in and just, connect with the whales, the singers, as we call them, that are singing into the earth, singing in our oceans, and vibrating that frequency around the world. Just tune into that frequency of love and wisdom that they have, and breathe that in. We'll just do this for 30 seconds. Just feel your heart connecting with the heart of the whales. Beautiful. Wow. It just takes a moment. It just takes a moment of finding that inner silence in order to tune into the frequency of love that they are transmitting to us and to this planet all the time. And I love that sensation of connecting my heart with them as well. As I'm swimming in the water eye to eye, you know, we're swimming parallel to each other, and I can feel that connection in our eyes and also that connection in our hearts. The whales are very quick to connect with you heart to heart. And so if you ever require, you know, some love, some support, some nurturance in your heart, talk to the whales and ask them to connect with you, or, you know, just feel that request in your heart, and they're there, they're available. It's part of the love and the gift that they are here to offer to the planet.
Well, I could feel that. I actually got like emotional. I got tears in my eyes. And you know, one of the things that I really love about these calls is it's so strange in a way, but not really, is the energy that you can feel. It's like we're on different sides of the planet, and we can, like, the energy is 150,000% there. Like, I can feel the energy of the whales. Yeah. I can feel the energy that you're transmitting through this, and that's coming through the earth just by it. And and that, you know, I don't know if anyone else in the chat wants to give us some feedback on what you felt in that little moment. I know that Barbara was saying, "Ooh, I was hoping there was a whale song audibly in the meditation." There is whale songs in the meditation. You know,
there is.
Listen to it. It does come. I promise. It's very much there.
It's very much there. And, you know, Beverly, what you just said is exactly my point. You know, being able to connect with any beings of nature, any loving support that's around us, it is instantaneous, it is simple, and it is real, it is palpable, it is visceral, you know. And so here we are, you know, both of us sitting in a building, right? And yet we're connecting with the whales in the oceans, and it really is available to all of us. And I love how, you know, you had that feeling sense, and everybody receives it differently. You know, your audience, everybody will receive it differently. Some people may see colors, and some people may actually hear something. Other people will just feel a sensation in their body, you know, and you don't even have to have kind of a, like, oh, well, that's the feeling. You know, you don't have to know. Your mind doesn't have to know in order to receive it. A lot of these things are actually not dependent on our perception of it. There's a trusting in the request of the receiving, and that the receiving is happening, so that we can just set our minds aside and know that we're receiving the information, we're receiving the vibration, we're receiving the gifts without having to think about it. We do way too much thinking about things.
Yeah, you 100% got spot on there. And I've got some, Angela's saying, wow. Kelly is saying total relaxation and love. Kelly's saying feel the energy in my hands, and yes. So as you were saying, we're all different, and we're all unique, and we all feel things and experience things differently. I know for a fact my fiance Joe, he actually sees colors, and he sees things where I feel things, and then you might get symbols that come up, or you might get emotions that come up. So it's different for every person.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and that's part of the teaching and the learning of playing with subtler and subtler levels of energy. And a lot of the energy that is transmitted from plants or animals or from the earth is very subtle. And yet just because it's subtle doesn't mean that it's not powerful, right? It's just up to us to learn the ways in which we receive information. And that's, again, part of the activation that I'm offering complimentary, is to help people to understand the ways that they receive information, and to also amplify the information so that you're receiving as much as you can from any one moment. And that's, it's a really powerful way to interact with your world and to interact with your own breath and heart.
Oh, I love that. And also another thing is, it's also as you feel your energy, you expand your awareness to say, I'd like to include this energy within my awareness. It's almost if in Peru they call it aimi, so it's a reciprocation, a give and receive. So it's almost as if you're giving, it's just coming back. It's just, and it keeps on coming back, you know? So it's almost, giving is your awareness. Openness to be aware of it is like your gift. And then all of a sudden, all these gifts come back, yeah?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, we talk about living in a world of magic. What is that exactly? Well, part of that is being aware of the energies that are around us, being aware of the communication that we're having with the world around us, being able to know that a flower is sending us love when we walk by it, right? Now, that's not something that just everybody naturally in today's day and age knows how to do. It's something that we have to practice or take a moment to enjoy in order for it to become a more regular part of our reality, because it can be a regular part of our reality. We absolutely can be tuned into that communication that's happening with us all the time. And, you know, and our bodies are doing that. It's just a matter of us becoming aware of what's happening all the time, because our bodies are giving and receiving information all the time. It's just, again, it's subtle. And so we, in our awareness, may not always know exactly what's happening unless we're taking a moment to practice that, to cultivate that, and to deepen that within ourselves.
And that's the beauty of what I love about this meditation that you created, is it is exactly that. It is exactly allowing people the ability to learn how to start to tap into that and to practice, because it does take practice. In the beginning, it's like, this feels weird. I don't know if anything's really working here. This is like, and then it gets to a point where you just be walking, you go, oh, I can feel that. I can feel that. Oh, hello, tree. Oh, hello. Yes, whale. Oh, and one thing I know, which is and even be able to connect with it, but I've been having it in your space in that exact moment, just by connecting with the awareness of the energy vibration of it, it becomes even more interlinked with your being.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, and the point that I keep emphasizing too is that it's available to support us and to nurture us, right? It's, you know, when we feel alone, or again, we feel stressed out, or we feel like we've lost who we are, there's tools that we have, there's ways that we can bring ourselves back into this connection, into this harmonization that's always there. And so, you know, I want to keep saying that and keep emphasizing it, so that, again, it becomes the default that when we're feeling a stressful moment, we actually tap into the love and the support and the nurturance that's there for us, rather than spinning out into something that the mind is doing. Because the more that we can be in this place of harmony, then it does have a field effect on our planet. It has a field effect for those around us. It has a field effect for everything. And the more people that are tapped in, tuned in, you know, connecting with their awareness and the love that's around them, it has a major effect on everything. So that's why I'm championing and cheering for that way of being in the world.
Yes, yes. And you do it so, like, this is, I think, one of your greatest gifts that you offer is exactly that you said, the techniques, the tools, the ways in which to connect to these energies that are already us, that have never left us. It's just about connecting into that. And one of the things that is like nagging here, just saying, ask this, is, and I'm sure it's coming through from somewhere, so I'm just going to say it, is connecting with land spaces. And I know that there's something that you specifically bring about with when you speak about being in connection with a specific area. Yeah. Like, for example, Tonga, like, for example, Hawaii, like, for example, Bali, like, for example, where I'm at the moment in Sacred Valley, Peru.
Yes.
It's definitely there.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you know, there's kind of two aspects to that answer, because just like we tuned into the whales. We can tune into any place from wherever we are, right? Like I can take a moment and feel the sacredness of Peru where you are right now. And I'm sure, you know, those participating can do that as well. They can feel, you know, the gifts that are there, the energies that are there. And there is a reason that I bring people to sacred sites in different places around the world, because you know, we spoke about how the body gives and receives information. I mean, the first night that I'm in a new place, it's really interesting because there's such a communication that happens. There's like a downloading from the place, you know, or actually, you know, it's like from my body into the place and then an uploading from the place into me. To use those, you know, modern terms, it's like there's an information exchange. It's like, oh, okay. All of what I know and all of who I am and my whole spirit is, contributing to this place, and this place is contributing to me. And that's why I love taking people to places like Bali, like Hawaii, you know, places of really magical, fun energy. And there's different flavors too, you know, like tuning into the flavor of Peru is different than tuning into the flavor of Bali. And yet, it's all energy for us to be with and to experience and to, you know, in order to love our lives and have this, you know, full, vivid, you know, technicolor experience of all of the energies available to us on this planet. That's why it's so fun. And so, yes, absolutely, going to any place, you know, and we can do this even in our yard. There can be different energies in different sections of our yard, you know, like maybe we normally sit next to one tree, but if we go to the other side of our yard and connect with a different set of trees, there's other energies that are available, because it can be that refined to a space, to a different space within our yard or within, you know, anywhere on the planet. So, for example, Tonga, there's this pristineness about the water. The blue of the water is almost hard to describe because it's so blue. It's like a blue that's beyond this reality somehow. And just meditating and allowing that blue to enter my body, to enter my eyes, felt like I was receiving this, you know, ancient wisdom from the ocean. This blue was informing my body and being. And, you know, I can't say, well, this and this and this and this is you know, what it said, right? Not from a mind place. It's more like this energy that I received from being in that place. And I received it through my eyes. I received it through my senses. I received it through my pores, you know, that were bringing in that air and that, you know, the experience of that color and that pristineness. And so, you know, how many of us get to have that experience of pure pristineness? And yet now it's something that lives in me. I have that experience and that energetic of pristine. And so I can use that in my life if I need the feeling state of pristine, or in my healing work, if somebody else's body needs to receive the transmission of that pristineness. It's available. It's like in a library of energies, right, that I now have in my body because I have physically experienced what that is. Is that making sense?
Wow. Oh my God. Like you have such a way, words of, it's like the psychic transmission that you just bring forth. I was there with you. I was like, yeah, I was soaking up this blueness, baby. Bring it. I'm in there. Like, this is so awesome. I could totally feel and see, and it was like I said, you have this amazing ability to like picture in imagination where I'm there. I can feel it. I don't know, anybody else who's listening out right now can feel that pristine blue that you're speaking about, can feel that pristine energy. I mean, my body feels pristine right now. I'm like, oh yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, it's wonderful. And, you know, it's exactly what we're talking about here, in that as you receive the transmission from a place or from a being or from anything, if you are using your awareness to tap into that, then you can transmit that, then you can play with those energies. And so I love that you're able to receive that, Beverly, because it's illustrating what I'm talking about. It's like, because I am being that frequency of pristineness, you are able to then receive it for yourself. And now you have that energetic spectrum to tap into whenever you require it. And and then when you are there with me in Tonga and we're looking at the pristine waters, it's a knowingness. You're like, oh, I know this because I am this already, because I've received it, right? And so it's really, really fun to play with the energies like that and to see how many spectrums of wisdom we can receive through the energetics, through the harmonics of the earth, through all of these meditations and different ways of being that way.
Wow. No, I mean, really, and one thing you're speaking about, blue, also came to mind is, or came to heart, or came to, blue in nature, from a fruit and flower perspective, is one of the most complex colors for nature to create.
Yeah.
From an energetic perspective. And usually plants who have the blue colors in them are like incredibly healing plants, and have very strong or intense or qualities for healing, beyond the other colors in the spectrum. They're like the highest, if you want to call it like that, but it's just a different vibration, but it's just a more refined vibration.
Absolutely. Like, you think about the blue-green algae, right? The blue-green algae is so nurturing and, life force giving to our bodies. And part of it is because of that spectrum, right? Because color is a spectrum of energy that we get to receive by ingesting that in our bodies. And so that's one way to receive the healing health benefits from it, but also tuning into it, using your awareness, breathing in that blue, breathing in that frequency through your breath is another way to receive it, because it's about the energy. It's about the energetic spectrum. And so that's another way to work with it. I mean, there's absolutely everything available to us through our breath. We can breathe in anything, any healing frequency that we require. We can use our awareness and our intention to, harmonize with that and breathe it in to our system. Yeah.
It is, and it just gives us, like, it's almost as if you have this ability to also, a lot of the ways that we get taught is, and it's almost as if you're going, oh, but it could work this way, it could work this way, it could be this way, it could be this way, you could play like this, you could play like this, you could play like this. What about this? What about this? What about this? There's like so many different options. It's like, wow. Okay. And I love what you brought up earlier, also about flavors, because sometimes we don't always recognize. We see, oh, visual, oh, your kinesthetic, oh, your auditory, but taste is another kind of sense, and there is a higher octave of the taste mode. So, like, you can receive like physical objects you can see with your eyes, but you can also see energetic things with your eyes. And the same thing is for your ears. You can hear things like, oh, actually hearing the sound, and you can hear things, oh, there's not quite tree kind of realm. It's kind of like you hear this high dimensional sound. The same goes for flavor. So I loved that we could play with flavor and look at a tree and say, what flavor is that tree?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. Because what you're doing is you're activating all the ways in which you can receive information. And absolutely, taste and smell are very unique ways that we receive information. And oftentimes, I've experienced smells during different meditations or different activations and not smells that you would, it's not like, okay, I'm smelling the tree that I'm working with. It's actually, again, it's a frequency that's carried, in the air, that's carried in the environment, that's informing and enlightening my experience. And so none of it is invalid, right? So if you're experiencing a meditation and you all of a sudden smell something, that is part of the gift. That's part of what you're meant to receive in that moment. Or if you're, like you said, if you're tasting the tree, it's like, this is the alive part of these experiences. And this is the fun, is that you go, oh, I never expected that. Or, oh my goodness, I'm all of a sudden smelling roses and it's apparently from nowhere. I've had that happen so many times, right? And so then it's like, oh, what is that? Who is that? Where is that coming from? And just letting that be a part of the aliveness of the magic that you're playing in and dancing in your own experience. Yeah.
Oh, it's just, I get so excited because I feel like a kid at a candy store and I'm like, oh my goodness, like nature is like just this unending, like blissful place of exploration and expansion, and it's like an adventure, just even being in your backyard.
Yes.
Lilies, your roses, and every single rose plant could have a completely different smell. Even though they're the same roses, you can smell that one is a little bit, you start getting into a very much more refined way of experiencing the world.
Yeah.
Not even the world, the nature, the nature, like.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how I mean, I'm trying to transmit the energy of what I'm feeling right now because the words are escaping me.
Yeah. Well, it's really awesome though, because like you're pointing to how, okay, we work with nature as a bridge to this way of being, right? So there's this excitement of, experiencing this in collaboration, co-creation with nature, but it actually does inform the rest of our lives. Like all of that, like as we deepen our awareness and deepen our sensitivity to different frequencies around us, and as we become more aware of the world around us, this is not just something that's happening, when you're in your backyard. Like it's all the time. It's a way that we raise our consciousness, we raise our resonance, and we become interactive with everything in every moment. And then life becomes this magical display. Life itself is this magical display, and it's never separate from us because it's who we are. I just love working with nature because it is that natural bridge, and because it's so like excited is the word that comes to me, but it's really, it's so willing to be that bridge and to be that interactive with us and to show us the magic of who we are and the divinity of who we are. It's a mirror of that. It's a reflection of that for us. And as we embody that in our cells, in our bones, in our bone marrow, as we know that, then we can walk with that every day. We can walk with that knowing of who we are, that divine aspect of who we are. That is who we be in every moment. And the doubt becomes less and less. The questioning of that becomes less and less because it's just a part of us, and it's more a part of our day than it ever has been.
Totally. You've hit it. Definitely. That's exactly, you see, you have this way with words to just put in such a way. I'm like, every time I'm like, yes, exactly. How did you just pick out the perfect words? We have Barbara saying, yes, I feel it. Nikole, please tell us more. Tonga, Bali, Hawaii, nature. And Angela's also saying she can feel it too. So tell us a little bit more with how the Tonga, Bali, Hawaii, how this works with, what is the intention with this, and how does this, well, obviously we can tell how it changes people's lives, but it's so nice to hear it lyrically from you and the way that you put it in such
lyrically. Oh, thank you, Beverley. Well, like we were talking about before, I created this activation after I came back from Tonga because, again, I am still, receiving more vibration, more information, and more harmonization. And I wanted all of that to be in the activation that I created. And so it is. And so as we have more experiences, we have a wider spectrum of energetic knowledge to share with each other, to share with the world, to share with everyone that we interact with. And so that is, just like the whales, it's information rich, information dense, available through that activation. And then what I love to do is I love to create that space for experience, right? So we're getting ready to go to Hawaii, and I'm creating the space for people to experience Hawaii. We will be in the water with the spinner dolphins, and we're creating that, to me it's a sacred space of experience where it's like we're energetically available to receive everything that space, that those beings want to offer us, and that can be in an instant completely life-changing. That one aha moment can change everything. And so I'm using that experience in that space that we're creating in Hawaii to then capture another activation, to use the ripeness of that moment to be available to the Love Your Life listeners. And so having the knowing of that moment. And, and each of these are different. Like none of it's the same because like you were saying, there's different flavors, right? Literally the flavor of Hawaii versus the flavor of the South Pacific. And then, all of that is leading up to playing together on a live stream about Bali. And Bali is so near and dear to my heart because the magic and the possibility is alive in the air there. And the Balinese culture is interactive with that magic. And so I bring people to Bali in order for them to have a completely different experience than they've ever had in their lifetime, so that they know nothing will ever be the same again once they return home, because their entire system has been attuned to magic and to healing and to the potency that's available in that environment. And when we go to Bali, we interact with 4 amazing healers that we work with there. Yeah. Yes. We have some amazing experiences that we create, that people get individual attention from these traditional Balinese healers. And also we take, people to amazing environments and temples and places where there's different energies for you to receive and for you to take into your heart and know that you can work with those energies, work with that magic, work with that knowingness when you're back in your other life, right? When you come home, it's not like it's something that goes away. It's really creating an experience where nothing will be the same after that, where you know who you are, you know the potency of who you are, and the island of Bali feeds that potency. And the experience with these magical healers that we have there, informs that there's so many ways to bring about healing and love and magic and joy on this planet. And, to have a totally different experience, cultural experience, energetic experience, it changes things. I've watched it over and over again. It changes things for people. It changes things for me every time I'm there. And so for me to love my life, I want to have more of these experiences, and I want to experience it with others and watch the magic unfold in front of my eyes. And so that's why we create these journeys to really receive as much as we can from Bali and from the sacred space that's available there.
Wow. So and it's interesting because obviously we've come to Peru now. We're here for the next 6 months to connect with the energy of Peru, and it's almost like I never thought of it quite before, since I have been, like, one of my intentions with coming to Peru was to connect in deeper with nature and discover all the amazing magical gifts that nature just openly offers so magically all the time. And one of the things that's really interesting is I never thought a piece of land to have an energy signature, like a person, like you could have a communication with a person. Like we're having a chat right now. It's like there's people on the call. We're having a relationship, you know. And I never thought of that like with a land. Like I really never, and I never thought of it like as with a mountain. Like to me, a mountain is like this ginormous thing. But every single mountain here has got a different energy signature, and it's like oh wow, like you can feel they like talk to you, like talk.
Yes.
You know, feel it. And so this is why I feel like such a resonance with what you the amazing adventures that you create, because you allow people to be able to really connect with land, like massive areas of land that have been here for billions probably of years, and the download you can receive from that is beyond just a conversation you could possibly have with a person in the mental space.
Absolutely. You're totally pointing to it, Beverly, because again, it's like, so that communication is always happening. The only thing that's different is you are actively engaging it. You are now aware. You're bringing your consciousness, your awareness to it. So the mountain has always been talking, so to speak, right? The energy of the mountain has always been available. You are now bringing your awareness and you're receiving the gifts from those mountains, and it makes your life better. It makes things easier. It makes things more magical. It makes things more joyful. You know, if you're having a moment of, oh my goodness, is the technology working? You can go, oh, I can feel the mountain with me now, the strength of the mountain, right? You can bring that in. It's something that is there to support and nurture you. And so, but really, if you look at it, it's just a shift in your perception and your awareness. The mountain's always been there, but imagine if you were there in Peru not tuning into the mountain and you just missed that whole opportunity, all of the gifts, all of the receiving that could be done that would be missed if you weren't bringing your awareness, bringing your intention, you know, to what's all around you. And so it's a beautiful illustration of exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
Awesome. So I want to just see, is there anyone on the call right now who would like to ask a question? I'm going to bring up one lucky live person. I'm going to call them the lucky live. That's going to be the name from now on. It's going to be the lucky live person. So is there anyone who would like to come on to the live call with us now, wants to give a quick shout out with me in the call, or wants to ask a question, or anybody in the room? You can welcome to put up your hand now, especially if you have a Gmail account. That's obviously really, really
Beverly, are you still there?
I don't know if you've lost me.
There
Am
we
I still
are.
there?
Are you there, Beverly?
Yes, I'm here. So while we're waiting for somebody to decide if they want to come play with us, one thing I'm just going to also mention is, as you were speaking about the mountains, is oh, there, Angela just said, magic unfold before my eyes. Yes, that's a nice mantra. You could actually be sitting there in nature going, magic unfold before my eyes.
I love that, Angela. That's so great.
Yes. It's my new mantra. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, why not, right? Why not?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And one of the things as well is, it's interesting because, you know, in South Africa, personally, we don't have like huge mountains in where we were staying. So this is completely new experience for us. And I know there's people living in different places, some of the callers now, you know, maybe make a a magical mantra for yourself to go and find a mountain or a tree or something like that, and like look at it and say, hey, magical mountain, and fold before my eyes, and because we have it around us all the time.
Yes, it really is awesome to start with what's around you every day, right? Your yard, because there's a reason that you are where you are. Like that's the other thing is, okay, so we're brought different places. Maybe we think it's a vacation, or we're going to visit someone, or we're brought on a business trip, but what if there's another meaning that we are physically brought to different areas on the earth? What if you're meant to receive the energy from that place, and that place is meant to receive the energy from you, right? You are going there as a blessing to that place. And if you live your life and walk as though you are a blessing to every place you visit, then again, that vibration of harmonization and love, it's like you are the humpback whale singing into the earth, right? You are that vibrational tuning fork everywhere you go. And so you can play with that. You can play with that and enjoy that. But, okay, so why do you live where you live? What are the environments around you that are been waiting for you to pay attention to them, have been waiting for you to have that interaction, that communication? Because what if the reason you are where you are, or one of the reasons, is because you're meant to have a communication and interaction with the space in which you reside, right? So looking at, okay, so I just moved 10 miles from this other place where I was. Okay, so now I'm meant to be with the trees, the environment, the yard that's here, right? The animals that are here, and it's totally different, and it's just 10 miles from where I used to live. So there's always this dynamicness of what's around us and what's communicating with us, and why we end up where we do.
Okay, so I've got a question from Barbara again.
Okay.
It seems Barbara's like, I really want to know about Bali and Tonga. Come on, like tell me more about Bali and Tonga. Come on. So she's asking, Nikole, could you speak more about the magical transformations you have experienced in Bali or Tonga?
Perfect. Absolutely. Okay. So, and isn't it funny, because the first thing I feel is how they're both absolutely magical and so different, right? So there's those different flavors. And so I'll give you a flavor of them both. Of course, Tonga is most present with me because I just returned from there, and I spoke earlier about the transmission of the whale and the water singing into my body, and the pristineness of those waters in which the transmission, the frequency is transmitted. And another experience that I had there was with a mother and baby calf. This was actually the smallest calf that they had ever seen, this little baby whale, which is still quite large. But and so the way that the whale mom and baby communicate, one of the ways is with touch. And so they'll be swimming in the water together, and the baby will be swimming around the mom and touching in here and touching in here, and they're swimming next to each other, and their fins are touching. And the mom is teaching the baby how to breach and jump out of the water, and how to dive and bring their tails. And so you'll see them moving in perfect synchronicity, and they're just touching each other, and there's this communication around touch. And so as I was there, part of the transmission from watching the moms and the babies and the learning that occurred with the touch and the sensuality and the intimacy of that touch is how, the gentleness of communication with energy, and how very subtle touches can actually make all the difference. A whale can, with 2 swipes of its tail, 1, 2, jump, leap out of the water. They don't get a running start. They just move that tail, 1, 2. And so it's very powerful. And yet the way they choose to be with each other is with this gentleness and this intimacy of touch, and this checking in, and this, just this beautiful dance, and this teaching that actually occurs within that touch. And it really has made me feel into any time that I'm touched or being touched, right? Whether it's physically or energetically, but we can use that teaching from the whales of gently touching and communicating with that touch, whether it's our energy touching another person or our hands, you know, healing someone or hugging someone. There's a lot of deep wisdom and knowing that can be transmitted through the touch. And so I'm just, you know, right now I'm feeling that state that I had in my body when I watched that mama whale and baby dancing and touching and playing and learning. And there's it makes me like I can feel like these tears coming because it's so beautiful, and it's such a deep teaching for us humans about touch and how we can touch the world with that gentleness. And there's so much learning that happens in one gentle touch. So that's part of the energy that I received from watching the mother and the baby whales together in Tonga. So that gentleness, you know, here's these huge beings, and they've got these feather touches with each other in the water as they glide through the water, and they're just gently touching each other. It's so beautiful. So that's definitely one of the take-home feeling states that I had from Tonga. And and then with Bali, ooh, boy, whew. Bali, I bring up the feeling state within my body, and there's such a, the word potency keeps coming to me, and this wildness of the potency and the knowing of working with elements and working with nature and working with flowers and water in their most potentized state. You know, we talk about what is a medicine or what is a healing substance, and yet water itself can take on so many frequencies and so many healing energies that it can be what we need it to be, right? You know, we've talked before about flower essences and how the vibrational information from a flower can be brought into water. Well, one of the healers that we work with in Bali, he's considered, you know, one of the masters of the waters, right? And so he works with the element of the water. And I think about how being in water with him, water has never been the same for me, because it's like this substance, this magical substance, water, right, that lives in us. You know, we talk about how we are mostly water. So it's like, wow, something that we've interacted with our entire lives, you look at it completely differently. It's like, oh my goodness, you mean water can actually wash away disease. Water can wash away disharmony. Water can wash away, can clear, can clean any perceived blockages that we have in our bodies or in our spirits. And, you know, I'm not speaking of this metaphorically. I'm speaking of it literally, that it's like if you are in communication with the waters, then those waters can bring you infinite blessings. And that's one of the things that I have seen with my eyes in Bali. I have seen transformation with water that has been interacted with, for lack of a better word, you know, that becomes the exact medicine that somebody needs, if that makes sense. It becomes the exact frequency to bring what they require in that moment. And so the waters in Bali have been worked with that way for a long time. And so there's also, you know, this kinship, this friendship, this knowingness. You know, there's generations of healers that have worked with these waters. And so there's like a morphic field of that in Bali. There's a morphic field of absolutely, we can receive so much magic from our communication and our interaction with water. And there's so many different types of water in Bali. You know, you've got the oceans and the lakes and the rivers and the springs. And so again, each type of water is different. And so there's an inherent wisdom in these different waters. And then you add the wisdom of the people in Bali that have been working with these waters for generations. And you've got miracles that happen right in front of your eyes. And so for me, that's just one example of the joy of Bali and the joy of, oh my goodness, you know, there is magic in every moment, and there's magic in things that I might not have seen unless I witnessed them from being there and witnessed them from our interactions with the land and with the people that know how to do these things. And it's just, it's phenomenal. It's just incredible to be a part of. And, you know, and so we again, so water is one example, but also dancing, you know, there's healing dance that occurs, and there's interacting with all sorts of energies through the dance and moving those energies through our body. And, you know, to Western people, that seems like maybe a simple thing, or how is that even, you know, healing, or how does that transform somebody? And yet there's people that have healed themselves of everything through these dances, through working the energies through their body, because it's all about energy and transforming energy. And so there's people in Bali that know how to specifically work with certain frequencies and tuning into dance and moving the dance through our bodies in order to transform anything, things that have been, you know, seemingly unmovable in our regular lives, right, can move through dance and move through the knowledge that there is possibility in working with energy through our bodies. Just like in the activation that I'm offering, we work with energies through our breath, but we can also work those energies through our bodies, through movement. It's so much fun, and it's just miraculous. It's absolutely miraculous.
Wow. Wow. I'm sitting here and like, as you're speaking about Tonga, I'm getting Tonga-fied. And as you're speaking about Bali, I'm getting Bali-fied. And I could feel when you were speaking about the water, and I don't know if anyone else on the call also felt this, is that like I could feel my body got the shivers, and it was like an awareness of, oh, that's how we play with water, of course. Yeah. And I've got Barbara saying, thank you so much. It's so wonderful to feel into your wonderful energy and experience. Love it. Beth also said, so beautiful, Nikole. And that was after you mentioned the Tonga experience. I mean, I could feel that gentle lovingness. That like, it's just,
yeah.
It's that. It's that kind of feeling. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
That you can transmit this amazing energy with the experiences that you've had. And it's so wonderful that you offer this for people to come and experience this with you and create these magical journeys and adventures. I mean, it's so wonderful. I mean, it's just I'm in awe of you.
Oh.
Really, I'm just, you're such a gift, really. It's,
Thank you, Beverly. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it really is my joy and pleasure. You know, the things that we do so naturally, we often discount because we just do it naturally, right? It's just part of who we are. It's so easy. And so for me, it's easy to bring people to a place and let them have a magical, miraculous experience. It's like, oh, of course we're going to experience magic and miracles. You know, for me, it's an of course, right? And yet it's mind-blowing to watch the possibilities as people, you know, open to, oh my goodness, I mean, this can be normal. Like we were saying, oh, this gratitude and this communication with everything around me can be a part of my life. It's not just like this momentary glimpse of a magical world. It's like, no, this can be your world. And part of the benefit of traveling, you know, coming out of your regular world and going somewhere else for 2 weeks and living in that and cooking in that and, you know, just letting it seep into every pore, is that the transformation can happen a lot faster and can happen, so that it's very easy to tune back into it once you're back into your other world, right? And so that's part of the immersion that I love to do, is that, once you've really let it be who you are for 2 weeks, then again, it's in there. It's, it's who you are. It's part of your heart. You can't go back without, knowing all of those energetic teachings that you've received.
So wonderful. So wonderful. Wow. Thank you, Nikole. So I think Helen has just joined us, but welcome, Helen.
Hi, Helen. Hi.
Welcome. If you didn't get to watch the whole thing, this has been like off the hook. Mind-blowing is definitely a good word, because it's like the wind just blows your mind and it's like doesn't exist anymore. You just That's a good one. Just quickly, I just want to let everyone know that I have posted, the live link is now available, the NikoleKadel.net. You'll see there, that's for the free gift. You just click on it, obviously fill in your details, and then it's going to email you with a link to download your free gift, which you can obviously play with tonight and play with tomorrow night and play with tomorrow morning and play with for the rest of the month if you want to, which is really great. And then just to recap, Nikole is going to be gifting a call, well, not a call, it's going to be a recording that she's going to do when she's in Hawaii, and then we're going to put that on. We're going to email you and let you know when that's available. And then she's also going to be doing another call with regards to Bali. So we're doing Tonga, Hawaii, Bali. We're giving you the whole story. And I'm pretty sure that Nikole is going to be creating some amazing, she's actually going to be creating a product within the next couple of weeks or months. Well, in the next 2 months, I think. I'm winking there because I'm like, come on, Nikole. And bringing in all of this amazing gift, all these gifts that she has with nature, and you can feel immediately when we're sitting here, she immediately we're all there, right? You can all feel it. Yeah. So we're going to be bringing more of this. I love that. It's a good word, right? So just so you're aware of that, Nikole is going to be in contact with you with all of that, and you're just getting a free meditation. I mean, how amazing is that?
Yes, it's wonderful. Well, and the spelling of my name is a little tricky, so why don't I go ahead and just spell it out for everyone, Beverly? Because my name is spelled with K, so it's NikoleKadel.net, and that's where you can get the free activation. It's called Activating Your Breath and Heart Field with Nature's Loving Gifts, and it was so much fun to make, and I could really feel the whales with me and that pristineness of Tonga while I was creating it. And it does have the whale songs in the background that you can, work within your field and let those sounds really penetrate and inform your body and your spirit. And then it's something that you can use anywhere where you are to receive the gifts that are around you. And it's a way to practice living this way and being this way and letting it be who you are in your daily life, that you're always receiving gifts, you're always interacting with magic, you're always living from that essence of who you are, which is connected to everything.
Yay. Living from your innermost essence.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I think we have gone a little bit over time, but I think we don't mind. I don't think anyone really minds here, because there was lots and lots of goodies that we got today. So just so I have actually posted the link also in the chat. If you want to just click on it, it'll take you through to the page, and then we're going to be signing off in a moment. So I'm going to say bye-bye to Nikole. Thank you, Nikole, for joining us today. It was wonderful to have you with all your amazing gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Beverly. It's so much fun to be here with you, and congratulations again on season 2. You're doing amazing work in this world.
Yay! It takes one to know one. Takes one to know one. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's joined us in the room. I've got Katie saying thank you, and I'm going to give a quick thank you to Barbara, Dorota, Kelly, Angela, Beth, Jane, Tony, and whoever else is. Thank you for joining us today. It's been really a lot of fun to play with you. And a final goodbye from Nikole. You're on. There we go.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much.
And lots of love from me too, and look forward. We're going to be Jane is up next, I think, in the next 20 minutes. So if you want to hop on the call with Jane from Hawaii, you can also just visit the Love Your Life Show Facebook page. It is there. All of the shows are there. And if you want to sign up for some of the other shows that tantalize your taste buds, please feel free to sign up for them too. That's me signing off. Beverley, Love Your Life Show, and be sure to love your life today.